There we go. Started. All right, so this is the density block lab done on 9/25, and you should have this entry in your notebook where you have the title, density block lab, the date, and then the page number for your density block lab. I'll see if I can improve the audio here just a little bit. Then go to that page in your notebook. This is a pretend notebook right here. And take that notebook and turn it sideways. So you want to turn your notebook sideways like this, because the data table that we're going to make is sideways like this. And then at the top of the page, write density lab. Write those words, density lab, at the top of the notebook page. All right, after you have your notebook sideways like this and have the word density lab right there, then we're going to make a data table, but first I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We are going to take 5 different blocks, a paper white color, a clear color, a black color, a gray color, and a milky white color block, and we are going to determine the length, width, and height of each one of these blocks, and then we're also going to determine the mass of each one of those blocks. Once we have the length, width, and height, then we can calculate length times width times height, or the volume of the block. And then once we have the volume of the block, we can take the mass that we have, divide it by the volume, and calculate the density for each one of these blocks. Therefore, the name of the lab called the density lab. So here's what the data table should look like. You should have about 8 different columns in the book. One for block color, one for, whoops, come on, let's get a little better here, mass, one for length, one for width, one for height, one for calculated volume, and then calculated density right here. So set up your notebook right here, so you're probably using 2 or 3 lines for each one of these. Put a big long line right here, and then we're going to need 2 lines here for each block, and I'll help you record each one as we take the measurements. I'll give you about 20 seconds here to write these down, and then I'll start the actual measurements. So I'm pausing my talking now for just a little bit. Okay, so the first block that I'm going to measure is right here. It's called the paper white block. And let's see if we can get this to focus a little bit better. There we go. I'm going to measure the length first. And I'm actually going to zoom in on this and let you make the measurement. I'm going to put it right here at 0 centimeters. And I'm going to zoom in with this so then you can see exactly how many significant digits you can get from this device. And then write down the measurement right here for the paper white block. For me, it looks like 6.90 centimeters. That's what it looks like to me. I'm going to guess on that last digit. So 6.90 centimeters for the length. Now I'm going to measure the width. And the width on this one, I'll zoom in on it in just a second. Let's get it out of the light just a little bit, and I'll zoom in a little more. And now we can take our measurement. It looks like 1.30 right here as well. 1.30 for the width. Okay, and then I need the height. So I did length, width, now I need the height this direction. And so I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to zoom way in on it once again. And it looks like 9.4 centimeters. 9.4 for that. So now I have 9.4, and I'm going to put 9.40 because I could see that it was exactly on that line, giving me 3 sig figs. It's going to take me a second. I need to go take the mass of this, and I'll come back and I'll write it down. While you're doing that, you can finish writing down the other blocks. We'll have a gray colored block. We'll have a black colored block. We'll have a clear colored block. And then the last one that we're going to do is milky white. And I'll hold up each one and then give you the mass, and then you will take the measurements as I hold it up, and you can write them in here, and then I'll leave the rest to you for volume. So I'm going to go get the mass of the paper white. I'll be right back. All right, so the mass of the paper white block is 47.37, and then just so you know how to do this, you'll take length times width times height on your calculator, and then you'll get that calculated volume. And then to find the density, remember we're going to do the mass divided by the volume here. And that's why I always said leave like 2 or 3 lines, because you need a little bit of room here to show your work for that. So you'll take the 47.37 and then divide it by those 3 multiplied together, and then you'll get your density right here for the paper white. All right, I pretty much did that one for you. The next ones, all I'm going to do is give you the mass, and then I'm going to hold the ruler up on each one, and you will have to take the measurements. Now, it's hard to tell color underneath the screen, but this is the gray colored block. I'm going to do them in this order. This is the black colored one. I don't know if you can tell the difference between the two, but we'll do the black one a little bit later. The first one here is the gray. So this is the length of the gray now, and I'll hold this one right up to the screen so you can take a measurement of the length. And let's see if I can get it to show really nice right there. Let's get it right underneath there. I'll hold it really still. Let's see if I can push it up here a little bit more so you can see the numbers a little bit better. Maybe if I went on the bottom here, you can tell the numbers a little better. There we go. All right, that's the length. Now we're going to do the width. Take the measurement on the width right here. Let's see, let's do it on the bottom so you can see the numbers a little bit better. Okay, and then we got to do the height. All right, so you should have the length and width and height of the gray block now. You guys write those down right here. And now I'm going to get the mass of it. I'll be right back. This one is 87.34 grams for the gray block. All right, now we're going on to the black block. The black one, I'm going to set it down here so you can see the ruler just a little bit better. And I'm going to zoom in on each one of them. So here's the length. Whoops, I got to move it just a tiny bit. Okay, take your measurement right down here. Okay, here's the width. I'll move it up just a little bit. I'll hold it real still. Take your measurement right down here. All right, now I'm going to do the height. So I'll turn it this way, and I'll put it right here on the bottom like this. Here's 0, and then you can take your measurement right there. Whoops, let me move it a little bit that way. There we go. Okay, I'll hold really still now. Right there. Okay, so that's the black block. I'm going to go get the mass to the black block. I'll be right back. .38 grams for the black block. All right, we got 3 down, we got 2 to go. Here's the clear colored block. Here's the length for that one. Let me get this one just centered on here just right. All right, should be able to take your measurement right down here. That's the edge of it right there. Whoops. Got it? Okay, here's the width now. 0 right there. So you should be able to see the measurement. Well, let me move it to a place where it's not, there's no lines there. There you go, see the measurement right here. And now I got to do the height. Whoops, that doesn't look very good. Let's do it. Let's see, height. Maybe I can get it a little better like this. No, move it this way. There we go. Okay, let me center it right on there. Good. Alright, should be able to get it right there. Right there is the edge of the block. Whoops, I tipped it a teeny bit. Let me move the ruler a second. There we go, right there. Alright, so we have the length, width, and height of the clear block now. I'm going to go get the mass, and I'll be right back. Alright, this one is 97.16 grams. Got that one. And the last one we have left is the Milky white block. It looks like this. I'll put the ruler up there again, and we'll get the length, width, and height. So here is the measurement right here for the length.
8.3.
And then let's do the width right here. Let's see, let's get that right on right there. There we go. Can you see that right there? And then we'll do the height right here. This one's white colored, so I could probably put it right on the top here and you'll be able to see it really good. There you go. Good solid measurement right there. Alright, so you have the length, width, and height of the Milky White. I'll be right back with the mass of the Milky White. Give me a second. .18 grams for that one. Alright, so you have length, width, and height. You have mass for all of them. You now have to calculate the volume for all of them, and then take mass divided by volume to get the density. Once you have that, inside of Schoology is a spreadsheet that's shared with you. I'll pull it up on the screen for you to see. Right here in Chapter 1 at the bottom, there's a density block spreadsheet. And inside the spreadsheet is everybody's name. And then what you do is you enter the density here for each one of them. And then we'll get a class average at the end. Okay? So find that community density block spreadsheet right here in Schoology. Enter your data for each, your analysis actually, your density for each one of them right here. And then you are totally pretty much done with the lab until Monday when we post a little bit more of the write-up information. All right, I'm going to stop recording now.